The meaning of the movie author Orpheus for reading 5 minutes published on 18.09. 2021 updated on 7.12. 2022 The movie Courier, released in 1986, was a real revelation for unsophisticated Soviet viewers, as was the rather surreal picture, City of Zero. The protagonist seemed to be a daredevil, a kind of fighter against the established order. Who was he really, and what is the meaning of the sensational picture of the beginning of perestroika? And if you want more Soviet-quality movies with meaning, we recommend our selection. Well, today we will talk about the meaning of the movie Courier, walk through the plot of the picture and the main characters. So sit back, it will be interesting. A brief retelling of the plot. The problems raised by Karen Shakhnazarov have not lost their relevance. And in the image of the main character Ivan you can clearly discern the features of modern teenagers. The picture begins with the fact that Ivan's parents go to the registry office to divorce. The guy remains with his mother. He finished school, failed his exams at the institute and is doing something stupid, waiting to be drafted into the army. His mother tried to get Ivan a job as a courier in a magazine with the telling name Questions of Knowledge. His first client was Professor Semyon Petrovich Kuznetsov. He waited for the required manuscript for 3 hours while Ivan went skateboarding with a friend. In response to the honorable professor's indignation, Ivan asks to give him tea. From surprise, Semyon Petrovich agrees. Here the main character meets the professor's daughter Katya. Katya is very interested in Ivan. She was surprised by his unusualness, boldness of judgment. They begin a friendship, which could grow into a closer relationship, if the heroes were not so different. At the end of the movie they part, and their roads go in completely different directions. Katya is waiting for Moscow State University, friends majors, cool parties. And Ivan has army life ahead of him. Courier Ivan, who tries to break the foundations, has become a symbol of a generation. At the same time, he is the most ordinary guy. He is a little lazy, does not want to study, and does not seek to work. He is lazy even to think of himself a class, so he hangs around aimlessly all day long. Ivan is sometimes rude and mocking, but who among growing boys does not do this? At the same time, he has many positive qualities. Sincerity, the young man always tells the truth, without pretending or prevaricating. Magnanimity, during the party at Katya's parents', Ivan takes the blow to divert attention from Katya. Generosity, he gives his new coat to a friend. Sense of humor, he has a great tongue and will always find something to say. Ivan does not go along with the crowd, he is an individual. At first glance, he has no goals and desires. But the director tells us, they just don't coincide with the generally accepted ones. Ivan sees what those who teach him about life have achieved, and such achievements do not impress him. He does not want to be like Semyon Petrovich and his friend. The meaning of the movie. At first glance, it seems that the main purpose of the movie is to denounce the Soviet system, which is already in agony. Of course, the film's authors mock the rules and norms of life. And the time for this was the most suitable. After all, perestroika had just begun. But in addition to this, the picture carries other meanings. In Courier, raises the eternal problem of fathers and children. Each man, having grown up children, forgets himself at this age, and considers the qualities of modern youth terrible. The director of the picture, Courier, perfectly conveyed the mood of young people who do not care about the foundations of the older generation. The main point of the movie, Courier, difficulties of growing up and formation. Young people dream, learn the world and for the first time face problems they never knew. It turns out that life is not the same as it seemed in childhood. The agonizing process of growing up is vividly shown on the example of the main character. Ivan cognizes the world, and every day he becomes convinced that the world is not as simple as it seemed. His personal way of learning is the same as that of small children, to cross the line of permissible and see where it leads. In the end, the protagonist comes to the conclusion that the worst-case scenario is most often likely. Ivan tries to behave like an adult, but he fails miserably. When Katya quarreled with her parents, he declared that Ekaterina Semyonovna is in a position But he was unable to resolve the situation later because of his lack of life experience. The young people in the movie not only try to grow up, but also ask themselves the question, why, in fact, to grow up? To be like their parents, teachers and neighbors? At the end of the movie, Ivan sees a soldier not far from his house. He looks closely into his eyes and sees himself in him, grown up, wiser and tired. For Ivan, the time has come for the final transition to adulthood with its rough laws. The movie, Courier, became a symbol of the era and made many young people think about what they live for and what they need from this life. This is the end of our analysis of the meaning of the movie, The Courier. If you have your own theories, questions or suggestions, be sure to write them in the comments. And that's all for now. So have a peaceful sky above your head and see you soon.